So about a week ago, I managed to convince somebody that rock, paper, scissors actually takes skill, and that I was a literal rock, paper, scissors god, and I'll show you how I did that. Uh, Basically, he was starting out very cocky. He was saying, uh, speaking of paper, when I get back, 1v1 me, rock, paper, scissors, no scopes only. He says, "Bro, I beat everyone." Said, "Bruh, I think I have a gift." I said, "I lose to everyone, so I usually go for punchies instead." He said, "Yeah, we can't do that over Discord." And I said, "Yeah, so what do you say? You up for it?" And I said, "Sure. In fact, I might have time to go around right now. I've got 10 minutes. I can make an arena." I meant rock, paper, scissors. Okay, how do you want to play it? So he explained it. Basically, just 3 second. I count down from three, and then I drop my rock. He drops his rock, and I dropped a rock here because my cock was rock hard at the time of this game. And so when I dropped the next, that's why it was 0-0. But I started thinking with this instead of that. So I went for scizzors. Very big brain, very big brain. Um, because it tripped him up so much that he thought Scissoros was in rock paper scissors for some reason, and he gave me the point. What an idiot, right, guys? So then it went 3-2-1 again, and I won the second round too. Of course, outplayed using skill. Of course, he said, "Dude, it's a best of three," and of course, like the dumbass I am, I said, "But oh, you mean like to three? Okay." So then I went for a rock, and he went for a scissors. And just like that, I took the first set. He was astounded. He was astonished. His dick was fully erect at how amazingly massive my brain is. So he was completely befuddled. Every single message was like he was treating me as though I was a god, which I am. Um, so he wanted to do a best of five when he got home. So yeah. So we started out very simple, very standard. I started out with a paper because I noticed his pattern of starting out with rock, and I used that mind game against him to make him think that I'm just clearly outplaying him. So that clearly tripped him up. And after I dropped that paper and he was at rock, he was panicked. He was like, "Shit, how am I ever gonna get hard again?" And then, 1. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and we both dropped scissors. Now I was playing the mind game. I was trying to make him think that my scissors was because I didn't know what he was gonna do. It was all luck. But little did he know that I had something up my sleeve too, up in my asshole. And then it was 0-1. Clearly, it was still in my favor, and we went 3-2-1. Rock JK. Foolish him, didn't know what rock JK was. It's actually what I meant by paper. But he went rock as well, and I just wanted to give it to him, just to really sink in that mind game that I'm letting my I'm this is all luck. All right, I'm feeding him that mind game. Okay, and he's even getting flustered. Look at this. So now I counted down once more, and I decided to take this round. I was getting bored with toying with him. I felt like Frieza against Vegeta. And so now I went scissors and he went paper. I said easy. Now his brain is very, very flustered. So now he's gonna go for rock. That's his go-to. That's his safe spot. That's like a I don't know, a millennial in in their men's tears place, drinking out of their meds. I don't know, man. All right, whatever. So then we both went scissors again, trying to play the mind game. And I dropped rock, he dropped scissors, and I won that that interaction. And now it was paper, paper down this, and I went scissors, paper. Very, very simple setup. I was playing with his brain like it was a sex toy. It was really, really easy to just get in his head. You see, I was completely outplaying him. He was thinking that I was going to use his options and I would be flustered, but I wasn't flustered in the least. And I went paper and he went rock. And that was that for that game. He was clearly upset by the sheer magnitude of the oh my. I didn't expect him to use such foul language. It's disgusting. Oh yeah, he also said fucking god, but you know, whatever. Anyway, so I tried to explain to him my techniques, my god level strategies, my my Athena and Ares, his Achilles heel, his Achilles heel. He didn't want to have it. He his pride was just it was shattered, and and it wouldn't allow him to accept my help. Now I was trying to tell him that I learned this from the way that he played in Smash. And you know, we had a little back and forth about that, and I lost that argument. But then, okay, so here we finally decided to bury the hatchet, and he was a little bit less salty from last time. So I decided to give him the honor of playing me once more, and we went 3, 2, 1. I chose rock because I clearly knew that he was gonna go with rock as well, sort of to give him that feel of comfort that you know what, I still got a shot at this. I said 3, 2, 1, rock and scissors. I knew that he would switch to scissors because he would think that I was trying to counter his rock, but no, no, no. I was clearly trying to counter scissors because I know that he was trying to counter my paper, trying to counter his rock. Big brain. So we went paper and paper, very very standard, and just to give him that the comfort zone once more to really shed into him. I doubled down on that comfort zone and dropped another rock and scissoros to the win. You see, I went for scissors and he went for a paper, so that was my point. And after that, it was all just my point. He went with rock, I went with paper, and so he did best of 5 because he thought he could make a comeback. But sadly, he wasn't able to make a comeback. And we ended out with a scissors and paper. He was very flustered and just confused and befuddled as to how I was leagues ahead of him in rock paper scissors. I was I was like a god in front of a lowly peasant. He was beseeching my wisdom to be bestowed upon him. And I told him I can teach you if you want. And he said, you said it was just luck. And I said, yeah, I lied to make you feel better. How could I beat you 3 times in a row without being hit? And I clearly was getting in his head. I, Nani, don't even know my omoshiro. Anyway, so we went again. I gave him some tips. I know what you think I'm mad. So we had a little back and forth, and then we both started out with paper. After I told him that his habits were too easily readable, like him starting with rock constantly. So we both started with paper. And then we went to scissors. And then we went to scissors again. And then I threw a scissors and he threw a rock. I was ready to let him have a few matches just so I could feed him into the idea that this was skill based. This was read based. This was knowledge based. I was reading out of the holy book, the Bible, to really just dig into his asshole and just bury this idea inside of it. And with that, he was ready to believe me. He didn't even know it yet, but he was ready. I saw you were using scissors frequently, so I thought he might use it again, or he might switch up to rock because he hasn't played it yet. And I said, exactly. See, it's all about the mind games. I was clearly just incepting my ideas inside of him. He had no clear chance. He had no idea what he was up against. It was just there was no competition whatsoever. So I dropped a fat 3-2-1 scissors against his paper, and I outplayed him because I knew that he would try to read my rock. So I dropped a rock after that and took the second one too. And I kept on convincing him. So I kept pushing this idea that it takes skill to play rock, paper, scissors. And you see, he's saying, okay, maybe you're just better at predicting me. And that clearly was him forfeiting his life, his soul, to my big ass dick, okay? Now, I keep telling him, it's this and that. And now he's flustered. He is absolutely flustered. I've already got this game in the bag. I'm unstoppable. I'm like Athena to his Ares. And now I dropped a paper and he dropped a scissors. So now I got the 2-2. And I dropped a paper to his rock. So now it's 2-3. He wanted to go to 5. So he wanted to make his comeback once more. Make his triumph. At my level, it was unforeseeable. His desire to triumph. It was more than my little heart could handle, and so I gave him the best of 5, and now he seems to have caught up very well. We both dropped paper, and then I dropped paper and he dropped scissors. I told him I've had enough of it. So I told him that it was over for him. And now we dropped paper. We both dropped paper, and then we both dropped rock. If I lose now, everything will go to waste. Shit's heating up, boy. Then I dropped paper to his rock. And that was the end. I told him he became too predictable, and he said, no. I said I read that he would do rock since he didn't stay paper last time. And he said, so close. And I said, now do you believe me that I'm not BSing you? Yes, okay, you win. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I managed to convince somebody, successfully convincing somebody, that rock, paper, scissors actually does take skill. And if you don't agree with me, then you're just dumb. Fuck you. Bye.